Hello Tan. In our last segment we're going to discuss how a care and support plan is created. Tan, let's assume a person has made a successful application to NDIS. What happens next?
So each person in the NDIS will have a plan prepared in consultation with them and the agency. So the plan will be in two parts. So there will be a statement of goals and aspirations prepared by the person, and also a statement of participant supports prepared by the agency in conjunction with the participant, and this plan needs to be approved by the NDIS CEO. The plan will also detail the supports that are to be provided and funded. It provides the funding of the management of the funding, as well as when the plan is to be reviewed.
Tan, the term support seems to be important. Why is that so?
The term support refers to the items and services that is to be provided to the person under the NDIS scheme. The agency will only fund what they deem to be reasonable and necessary.
Will a person undergo an assessment to determine what is reasonable and necessary?
That is a possibility. Under the NDIS legislation, the CEO does have a right to ask for those assessments to take place before any services are provided.
Thank you. Does the cost of the supports influence the decision making of the NDIS agency?
That may be a possibility. The CEO may take into account whether the support represents value for money, and also will look at the cost of alternative supports for the participant.
Thank you. Tan, will families have a role in supporting the person with the disability?
Yes, they will. The agency will take into account what is reasonably expected from families, the community, carers, as well as informal networks before considering what supports to provide to the person under the NDIS scheme.
Given that the NDIS is a new scheme, can you give some examples of how early intervention will assist somebody with a disability?
For instance, in schooling supports, some services that can be provided is transport to and from schools. In relation to housing provisions, although a house won't be provided for, home modifications may be covered under the scheme.
Tan, it appears that the agency is keen to develop a value-adding scheme that provides reasonable and necessary care to support people with disabilities and their families. Thank you for your answers.
Thank you, Chris.